What if? These two words sometimes lead us to new horizons, and sometimes they plant seeds of doubt inside us, seeds that we shouldn't water. Hi guys, it's Layla, and you're listening to another episode of the Experience podcast. So, what if? We all ask ourselves questions that may put us down, questions that limit our abilities and plant seeds of doubt deep inside our hearts. These questions usually come from a place of fear, and generally, they have no answers. Like, what if I failed? What if something bad happened to me? What if this job, this person, or this path weren't right for me? What if this and what if that? And after all of these questions, we only find ourselves paralyzed, stuck, unable to take a decision, and unable to step forward. Obviously, these are not the kind of questions you should ask, because they will only drain you out of your energy. Instead, you should try to think about the amazing stuff that might happen to you. And what if should always be followed by something positive, because you don't want to look back at some point in your life and realize that you could have made better choices than the ones you've actually made. You don't want to look back and regret the fact that you let your fears take the decisions for you. In fact, your biggest fears and your greatest dreams exist in the same place. So if you want to fulfill your dreams and live the life you want to live, you have to overcome your fears first. This life, my friend, takes courage, and sometimes you have to be ready to take risks. The thought itself is scary, I know, but it's worth trying. You get scared at the beginning, and then if you're wise enough, you'll believe that what's meant for you will eventually find you, no matter where you go or what you do. And once you overcome the fear of failure and loss, you'll end up living the life of your dreams. Unfortunately, the majority of people go with the most comfortable choices, because as I said at the beginning, they often ask themselves the wrong questions, and they end up stressed or depressed. When I was working as an assistant, for example, and that was my second job, it took me something like 5 months to realize that that was a dead-end job, and exactly 1 year and 2 months to finally quit. You see, a period of 7 months between realizing that that job wasn't right for me and finally resigning. It took me a while because at the beginning I used to ask myself the wrong questions, like, what if I couldn't find a better job? And the problem is that when you are afraid, your mind finds excuses to support that fear even more. Like, yeah, it's hard to find a job these days, right? And X is unemployed and Y couldn't find a job. It took me a while to start realizing that that inner conversation I was having with myself was coming from a place of fear, and it was completely wrong. Fear isn't real. Fear is a liar. So I started asking other questions instead. Like, what if I started my own thing? What if I did something that I liked instead of performing a job that I hated? And I started slowly focusing on that positive idea until I resigned. It wasn't as easy as it seems now, but I did it. And here I am, happy as a clam. So yeah, don't settle for less than what you deserve just because you don't want to get rid of your security blanket. Try to go with the choice that scares you. Best case scenario, your life will improve. Worst case scenario, you'll grow, you'll learn a lot, And most importantly, you'll gain more self-respect and confidence because you were brave enough to try. In a nutshell, the questions you ask matter. They can either improve your life or destroy it. And let me finish today's episode with a quote by Albert Einstein that says, "If I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, I would use the first 55 minutes determining the proper questions to ask." So make sure to ask the right questions. Thanks for listening. I hope you found value in today's episode. Take care and see you in the next one.